It's Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance, and we are joined by Kimberly Ellis. She is the Executive Director of Emerge California, which is what?
Emerge California is a political candidate training program that specializes in training Democratic women on how to run for elected office.
Let's talk about that because, yes, we are a blue state, and there are plenty of Democratic women, but interestingly, if you look at the numbers in, for example, the California legislature, we're at around 25%, but that's not a high point.
It is not. Actually, about 20 years ago, we were closer to 35%. So at 25%, California is 19th in the country, which isn't so bad.
Right.
But the problem is that 20 years ago, we were number 6 in the nation.
And I harken back to 1992, the year of the woman, when California elected Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein to the United States Senate, the only state at that time to have 2 women. But statewide, we have elected women: Deborah Bowen, Secretary of State; Kamala Harris, Attorney General; Betty Yee, Board of Equalization. So at some level, we've arrived, but do you feel as if there's still a way to go?
There's still a long way to go. As a state, California, as we said, is not too bad. As a country, though, it's more problematic. The United States is 79th in the world in terms of female representation. That puts us behind countries like Rwanda, China, Indonesia, and Serbia. And really what this is for us is not so much about getting women elected for the sake of getting women elected, but more so about creating and championing the progressive policy that is going to be more fair, more equitable, and more just for everyone, not just smaller interest constituencies.
You must be excited, though, because the incoming Speaker of the California Assembly, a woman, Toni Atkins, from the city of San Diego.
Absolutely.
Is she the first? No, Doris Allen was the speaker in the 90s, but I don't know that we've had a long-term female speaker.
We had Karen Bass.
Of course, Karen Bass is now a member of the United States Congress,
Absolutely.
Of course, and from this area.
Absolutely.
What is it in your mind, and I've spoken with folks about this, that you believe it's important that there are organizations like this? Because the key word you used was train.
Yes.
That's an interesting word.
Yeah, so for women, oftentimes they don't run for office because they're not recruited at the same rates to run for office as men are. Secondly, they don't have the confidence that men have to run for office. And they really don't like the idea that, for all intents and purposes, politics can be a pretty dirty sport and a pretty rough and tumble sort of arena. And so because of those, and because of the fact that women are oftentimes the primary caregiver in the house, they don't self-nominate. And so we need programs like Emerge California that are out there in the community recruiting women, asking them, planting the seed and the idea of running for office.
I promise you someone watching wants to be a graduate of the program, like you were in 2007. How can young women, older women, whomever, Democratic women though, how can they participate?
Absolutely. So the program itself is 7 months long. It runs from December to June, 1 weekend a month.
Where? Wherever?
In the Bay Area.
I see.
We are working right now to expand the program down here into Southern California. This December, we're hoping to launch the inaugural program down here in Southern California.
Fantastic.
Women who are interested can go to our website as of July 1st. The applications will be online. The website is www.emergeca.org.
Is there a cost?
There is a cost. The tuition to go through the program is $1,000.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. We have scholarships up to half of that amount. The actual cost to train each woman is closer to $15,000. And so we do fundraising to raise the money for the additional costs.
Why are you doing this?
I'm doing this because I truly believe that the way that we will solve the big problems facing California, our country, and our world is by getting more women at the big tables where these decisions are being made.
And that's the key difference, the big table.
Yes.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Okay, her name is Kimberly Ellis. She is the Executive Director of Emerge California, the website emergeca.org. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thank you so much for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.